Hi, everyone. Welcome back and happy Friday. All right, guys. So we have hot, messy topics today, which I'm so excited about because we have Kendrick Tucker back from his incredible podcast, I Cannot. And we're in the same family. So we're kind of like, I don't know, you can say sisters or brother, whatever you want to say. I don't care. However, right after this, we're doing our members only live with Jason. We have a lot to talk about, some personal things that are happening in our lives, and we haven't done this in a long time, but we're going to accompany that with the Real Housewives of London. So we're going to talk a little bit about that because Jason did the VPN thing and got it on Hey You. So yeah, that's going to be amazing. But the link is in the live chat. Now, with that, guys, smash the like button, show some love, let us know where you're watching from, and let's welcome Kendrick Tucker. I like to say like the whole name. Actually, I got to ask him the middle name because I want to do Kendrick Tucker. Here we go. Hello.
Why, hello, my brother, my sister, my cousin, my aunt. How are you?
I'm so good, man. It's so good to see you. I feel like I have to message Emily back too because I was trying to get her on with you, and she said that she's so busy now that they moved Miami to the same OC time slot. So there's a lot to cover.
And
I
a
said,
lot of
no,
back
no, no.
recording, yeah.
I'm the worst, you guys. I sat there and I looked at my phone and I'm like, no, I know exactly what she's saying. So, okay. And then I didn't respond. I got to respond. I'm an asshole, you guys. Emily is a saint asshole. Saint asshole. Okay.
No, it's okay.
It's okay. All right. Kendrick, man, happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Look, in my time, it's 11:11. I feel like that's a good omen. We're about to have an amazing show. I managed to finish the new Miami episode right before this. You got me wanting to watch the London Housewives because I don't have Hey You, so I got a site. Okay, so I'll figure it out. I'll watch it a couple days later. I'll watch it. I'll figure some stuff out. So I'm excited. How are you? Your hair looks great.
Oh, wow. Hey,
I'm jealous. I'm jealous.
So good. No, don't be jealous. Listen, if I did not have hair, I would never look close to as good as you. So don't worry. No, it's been just so good. It's been just nonstop over here. We went to New York. We're about to go to Palm Springs, and of course, we're gearing up for BravoCon. And with Jason and I, we operate BravoCon at such a different level in the sense that, like it's never that we're like actually buying the real tickets. We're just kind of figuring out which housewives and like who are we going with? What are we doing? And we always wait till last minute. And they do such a great job. They do the Kylie Jenner, Lisa Rinna lip kit. Like, okay, it dropped now. Here are the tickets. If you don't get them in the first 30 seconds, they're gone.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, well, are they? Or is this just like a clever PR ploy? So
a little
I don't
ruse.
even buy into it,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Nice. Exactly. I go to New York in 2 weeks for my birthday. I'm a September. I'm a day after Beyonce, baby. So I'm September 5th. So I'm, anytime I can sneak up to New York, I take the opportunity. I go like every 2 months. It's my city. It calls me. It just calls me. So I'll be up there. We're just missing each other, man.
We will wish you a happy birthday. It's a pre-happy birthday and then a happy birthday at the time. But
there we go.
So in honor of your birthday, I feel like I have a couple gifts as far as like stories to really dive into.
Let's do it.
You want to get some silly ones out of the way?
Yes.
All right. Before we get into the major ish, what in the is this, Kendrick?
Was on Skype.
So in case you guys did not see this, Bravo Snarkside, thank you so much. Brandi Glanville said, an adult male who talked to my boys on Skype literally said to me, Mama Bear, your boys are so hot. When do they turn 18? Somebody said, why are adult strangers talking to your minor kids on Skype pretty much anyways? Like, that's weird. And she said, it wasn't a stranger. It was my boss. Clearly, we can all read between the lines and understand who she is hurling this at. This is like a divorce. It's gonna get messy.
It's bad, boy. Oh boy. Every time Brandi Glanville pops up on my like timeline, I generally don't know what to expect. Like, I don't know whether it's gonna be a face update, like if it's gonna be a Caroline Manzo update, if it's gonna be a Skype update. Apparently, now I got to add that to the list apparently of things to watch out for. Brandi, it's a lot going on with Brandi. Brandi is like I feel like she wakes up in most mornings and she's kind of like, what can I say today to really get the people going? Like I want to get the energy started. And it's like, whoa, that's a way to do it.
That definitely is a way to do it. Clearly, again, this is one of those. I feel like Shannon Bedore when she was yelling at Kelly Dodd at The Quiet Woman, and she's like, "Read between the lines, you fucking bitch!" Like, I feel like you're telling us to read between the lines, and it doesn't take a genius to figure this one out. I'm not like constructing a rocket that's going to space. Okay, I'm not putting Katy Perry on it. I got this. I know this. I know what you're saying. You know.
Yeah, especially that mama bear part was really good because it's kind of like we know how people talk after so long too, and that really feels like when I'm saying this now a him kind of saying too. So it's like, ooh, you really driving that home. I don't know how many people give credence to it or how we feel, but I mean, she's selling it. That's Brandi. She does what she does.
All right. Before we move on and we go to OC in Miami, the next thing that I wanted to talk to you about was just the rise and fall of holy cow. Jax Taylor, we're watching the rise and fall of it. It is so insane to see at this point because you truly, and I believe this, Kendrick, like I literally live and die by this sword of you never wish ill or for anybody to lose anything because karma is a mother. And if you wish negative to other people, you're only inviting it into your own life. So I don't wish this for you, but to watch the train like approaching, I feel like it's like we just put a wall in front of it. And now we're just putting it like a podcast, putting it on 2.0. We're increasing the speed and the train is hitting the wall, you know? That's what Jax Taylor reminds me of.
Yep. Boy, I feel like he's another one. I don't know what that reunion I feel like was so telling almost because when they were like all kind of launching these accusations at him, the ones he was like choosing to address, I was like, oh boy, that was like of the 20 things they said, that was like number 19 on the list. Let's go to number like 1, 2, 3. Like let's address one of those. So yeah, Jax is always that person. I like that he's in this whole, well, I was about to say accountability era. I like that he wasn't denying a lot at the reunion and like the stuff he's saying. But I appreciate when people that we, know are terrible outright kind of like agree that they're terrible because I don't want you to think you're great. Like you shouldn't think that. So
I feel like you're giving credit here though, because I felt like the reunion was a big bag of bullshit, to be honest with you. Because I feel like it's almost how it feels is because Jason and I watch What Happens Live all the time. And we, Jason covers Below Deck. He has like a popular show, probably like the most popular Below Deck, like recap show, Anchor Watch, with his co-host. Yeah. And we watched Fraser from Below Deck sit on there with Kyle, and we see where he's like trying to coach him. Now, watching that, it made me think Jax going into the reunion, somebody was trying to coach him, like take accountability, make sure that you apologize for all of the right things. But when you start, it's like a nice nasty. When you apologize and you're like, yeah, man, I was a really shitty husband and I made some mistakes and she deserves better. But, somebody did tell me from Kentucky that she was actually seeking me out because I was on reality TV. I would hate to hear, I hope that that's not true, but like, that's what I'm being told. But anyways, I think that she's a great mother. It's like, no, now you're planting a seed. You're doing the exact same thing. Nothing changed.
You're right. He really like that, especially like I feel like the interactions with Zach too is really telling because I feel like Zach was trying to be like, I'm kind of tired of fighting. Let's just get on one accord. And he like, I mean, Zach could say like, "Oh, the weather's nice today," and he's like, "No, it's not you." And it's like, "Whoa, like, calm down." So it feels like you're right. Somebody directed him to like say all these like niceties to Brittany so he can keep seeing his child, so he can maybe keep your job. But it feels like they didn't give him that advice to anybody else on stage. So doesn't really sell that well.
I'm gonna say this too. I'm gonna add this. You've heard people say you're in your soft girl era, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I think the minute that I got my teeth done and I had to like, take out a second mortgage to get them done. No, I didn't, but you know what I mean? Like
Yes.
the minute that I'm like, you put me in my soft girl era, because before, when I came at you with machete mouth, I was like in it. I was like, okay, I'm ready to go. I will hold you accountable for everything. Now I'm like, oh, please don't break my teeth or face or anything like that. So now I look at it now I just want everybody else to do it. And I sit back like kind of Lisa Vanderpump, like moving the strings, just watching it. But for him, yeah, exactly. For him, you see where he lost the bar, he lost the podcast tour, he lost his role on the Valley. You lost your home. You lost your actual podcast and had to relaunch another podcast. You're dealing with the custody stuff. And now you have staff members who are coming forward, and not just one or two, but multiple women who are coming forward saying that you made them feel like the most special girl in the world, like the number one person. My God, you don't understand. I'm a celebrity. I'm Jax Taylor. I am this person who I can't go out with you publicly, but like you get me, in order to potentially get them to do whatever you're trying to do. And then they're coming out saying, oh, but also he didn't want to have anything to do with contraception. Instead, it was just always plan B. And that's the way that he leaned to, like, the allegation and what they're saying. It's wild. And I'm like, what else? And then you get cut from BravoCon. Anything else you want to add to the list? But I never say that, because it's like somebody saying, what else can go wrong? I'm like, shut your mouth.
Exactly. Knock on wood.
Knock on wood.
I saw this story. Exactly. I saw this story like as a headline, and you know how you almost are so used to some kind of like Brandi Glanville. You're so used to someone's behavior that sometimes you see something, you're like, yeah, that tracks. And you just kind of keep on moving. Like, I almost expect people to come out, especially like employees who, like, we all know, whether it's corporate America, whether it's mom and pop shop up the street, there's always dynamics in the workplace. And I would fully expect Jax Taylor to take advantage of that. Like, I would fully expect that to be happening. So when I saw this story, I was like, oh, that shocks me in no way. What shocked me, like you said, was this whole, like, he didn't want to use condoms. Plan B was the whole thing. I was like, whoa, wait a minute now. Like, now we hear a lot of Jax Taylor stories like that's woo. That's now we've gone off the ledge. Yeah, we were teetering, but now we might have just like tipped the car a little bit.
I don't get surprised by this stuff, and only like a funny personal story to add to it. Like, when I was really, really young, going through college, getting ready to move to LA, I worked at a place called the Chattanooga Hotel, and I had two gay bosses, and they had to work side by side with each other, and they would both randomly like text me and be like, hey, you want to hang out? I just want to have a conversation with you in like the parking lot, or like, do you want to go do that? And I'm like, what? No. And so like, yeah, in the parking lot. What about your office? Like where there's cameras. I'm not going to a parking lot. What do I look like? But I feel like I've experienced it, and so many of us have. So to sit there and be like, that could never happen. Nobody is doing that.
Ooh, we listen. I think we should all just like give a virtual like round of applause that we hopefully, because I'm sure he'll be in the headlines forever. We don't have to at least look at Jax do a lot of the gross stuff, because I feel like someone that does gross stuff on camera so freely. I mean, behind closed doors, I can only imagine the like multiplier that it gives. Like, if you're doing this behind closed doors, got to be like times 3, times 4. So I think we need to like give it up that we don't necessarily have to see him, whether it's on the Valley or whatever kind of spin-off traders, whatever. We've done that. He's already done House of Villains. We don't have to worry about him popping up over there anymore. I think we can maybe, oh boy, knock on wood, maybe comfortably enjoy reality TV for a minute without him. Maybe
you're doing the thing right now, Kendrick. You're doing the thing where you're like, nothing can get worse.
I think I am. I felt it coming out of my mouth. Oh,
you're doing. I know you didn't even. I feel like you didn't even believe what you were just saying to me.
I did.
I feel like you were delivering that with like a. it was like your voice just went down a little bit as you're sitting there finishing the sentence. And I'm like, oh no, you're not even saying that with conviction, man.
No,
But
I can never be like at one of those like women empowerment rallies. I'm like, oh no, y'all believing me? Nope. Okay. No,
yeah.
no one's buying my products. Damn it. Okay.
We're all screwed. Okay. Never
Yep.
mind. Just kidding. I was trying to get morale. That's
Damn
what it was.
Ugh.
All right. So we're going to move over to the Real Housewives of Orange County because I wanted to talk to you about this. This is giving me Candy, Phaedra, Portia vibes right now with the things that are being said. These accusations are so insane, and they're so truly what you're saying. If you believe that, and you're saying it, okay. But if you're doing it for a storyline and you're putting out there that you think that somebody potentially drugged you and put you in an induced state, which could clearly, they don't know your body could react to it. It could kill you. It could do all of these things. If they're going to do that to you, that is illegal. That's prison. That's a huge accusation. And if I were Tamra Judge, I would not sit there and stand for it either. And last night when I watched the OC episode and I saw where she was talking to Gretchen and she was like, well, what about the hospital? Well, no, I didn't say anything, but I did say, I'm like, oh girl, Tamra just got your ass. You walked that back. You got caught. I feel like this is Tamra has been, and Tamra and I, by the way, Kendrick, we have gotten into some literally like knockout dragouts.
Yes.
And even at BravoCon, we sat down at, I went to her party and we sat down and she was like, well, you called me an asshole. And I was like, well, you act like an asshole. And she's like, well, you act like an ass. And we just went and I feel like we had like a full circle, like Housewives moment where we came back and we're like, you know, like, I actually like you. I like you
you're
too.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. But in this, I'm not sitting here trying to defend her for no reason. But if you can't back it up with something like that, then you don't bring it to the table. Something like that, you better be able to really. Tamra is looking at them like Bethany Frankel. If you're going to take a shot at this, you better not miss.
Before last night's episode, I literally was like, okay, Tamra, because I'm actually one of the people, like, I get a lot of heat because I don't defend Tamra, but I'm one of the people that I just enjoy like the mess that people keep up on TV, not necessarily in real life, but on TV. So it cracks me up. So like Tamra's always been one that like made me laugh on this show. But before last night's episode, I generally just thought that like she was trying to get Gretchen on her side for stuff. Like I thought it was just like a ploy to, you know, kind of create the teams on the show and do like whatever. Last night, though, I was like, oh, okay. So this Gretchen can't keep her story right. Jen can't keep her story. It all now just kind of feels like people are constantly having secret meetings, but nobody is remembering the script that they drafted. So I don't know if they need to go back and do some revisions, give out smaller parts, what needs to happen, but it's not clicking the way y'all think it's clicking.
No, and that's what happens when you lie, though. You can't keep your story straight because if you know the truth and that's the truth and you really believe it and you can stand in it, like in all of the conviction, you one, don't waver because you know your story, and two, you don't sit there and get meek when somebody is calling you out.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And this is proving to be the exact opposite. I actually, Kiki Monique, I'm going to give a shout out to you because there were so many shout outs. And I said to Jason last night, actually, and I didn't even think about it. I said, you know what's wild is Kiki Monique, which I love for her, and she does Radio Andy and Sirius XM, but she goes on and she hosts an incredible show, Reality Checked, with one of our good friends, Dorinda Medley, and then she does Sheena's show and co-host. But I'm like, you guys literally have dropped her name 50 times on every episode. And then on Salt Lake City, like you guys kept calling me a podcaster and a blogger. And I was like, wait, what? And you didn't even name me. And so
I wondered that. Yeah.
I said to Jason, I was like, how funny is that? I guess it's different when you work for the network and then you get to go and film. Jason said, no. And he checked my ass so quick. He said, you were invited twice. you were invited to Mexico, and you were invited to Salt Lake City. And I was like,
Oh.
oh yeah, you're right. No, you're right. I can't sit there and complain. But I'll be the first one to admit it. Like if you put the mirror in front of my face, I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot that.
Right. Oh, that.
So,
You should have went. You should have went.
I should have went. But for Katie Janela, I also think even sitting there with her husband, he was being very careful. He's like, I know what he said. I heard what he said. I'm like, oh, you don't want to specifically say something for what is the reason? Because if he specifically said it, why are you not saying, I just looked at everything cross-eyed,
Yeah, exactly. It's OC is kind of all over the place because it feels like everybody is like trying to tell their own version, but the problem is nobody knows what their true version is. So then they're trying to like kind of stray off the path a little, but then they can't remember which path they took. So everybody's confused about every story. And now, honestly, last night, Tamara was the one that seemed like the most credible out of anybody, like, and especially with the editors being on her side, like them pulling this footage and showing what Gretchen was saying in the back of the car, and Gretchen having this like super like visceral reaction to like, I never said that, and all like this, and then coming to dinner, she's like, yeah, no, I overreact. It's, whatever. It's kind of like, oh, what happened between then and dinner to make you kind of like, I get it. Katie's never done anything to you. I'll probably have that stance too. Like, I'm gonna give someone the benefit of the doubt before they, until they show me, if they're different colors, then I'll treat you with kitty gloves. But otherwise, you give me no reason to think that. Or are the alliances being wonky right now? You just don't know where you stand. So I think everybody over there is confused. And then I think that's confusing some of the other ladies who don't know that like there's a lot of backstage talking going on. So I think nobody's on the same page in OC, and it's comical to watch.
What I do want to say that I always feel like the people who are the most relatable as far as like the housewives are like the ones that like hate me the most. But like like for Heather Gay, I'm like, I loved Heather Gay. I'm like blocked by Heather Gay on everything. But like even Shannon, when we showed up to BravoCon last year, we were Jason. So for you guys who are like new watchers or maybe coming from Kendrick's podcast, Jason, my husband, was the one who ran her booth and stuff, and it was right next to Shannon. So she took a photo. We were setting up the booths in the bazaar. It was the day before BravoCon started, and she walked past. And when she walked past, she walked and she looked at me and she goes, and I was like, oh wait, no, what happened? And it was right after her DUI, and I'm like, oh, you saw my coverage of the DUI. That's exactly what happened. But then I was watching last night where she was like, it's 11/11 manifestation. And well, did you manifest a hairbrush? And I'm like, you know what, girl, honestly, sometimes I look like a fucking wreck too. And you look like a wreck. I look like a wreck. And that's just the way the world works. Like we're not always spot on. So you are very relatable in that sense. So we'll give you that, Shannon Bedore. We'll give that to you.
That's so funny to me because I always have to like wonder, is BravoCon like, I would imagine that for some people, like a Candy, for instance, like someone that's just like kind of like university, like loved or respected. I have to imagine something like BravoCon is like super easy for them. They always go into it, no anxiety. But then I have to wonder about other people who we know are like the more polarizing or the villains of the show or whatever. I like, you have to know you're going to run into like, listen, a lot of us cover these shows. A lot of us have strong opinions. We have built communities that have strong opinions about these shows. So I can't imagine BravoCon being like a calming environment for any of like those type of characters. Like, so I can imagine Shannon should have been on edge all weekend, especially like post DUI. Like, oof.
Oh, you could tell the anxiety was through the roof. I noticed in that same weekend, I noticed her anxiety. I noticed Kyle Richards because that was at the same time that everything was happening with her and Mauricio. Like, you can see the people who are like, I'm here and this is going to be fun. And you can see the other people who are like, please don't talk to me. Please don't. Like they look nervous and you're like, why does it look like did you steal something? Did you sleep with my husband? Like, why are you acting so funny? What happened? I'm so confused. You know, so you can see the difference between everybody. But hey,
Oof.
I'll keep you guys posted for this next one. Now, before we end up getting into Miami, I did want to share another, I like to do little fun facts in between. And guys, if you have questions for Kendrick and I, you're more than welcome to post in the live chat. Just do me a favor and put like a big capital Q in front of it. That way I can see it. But did you see this, by the way?
I saw a headline that started off like former boozer Sonia Morgan.
Oh my God.
Townhouse.
The title, can I just say, was so funny, but just so like dick to even say what they said. But legendary boozer Sonia Morgan's townhouse is now a sober living facility. I was like, who in their right mind co-signed this title to come on and be on page 6? Legendary boozer? Like, is that a job? Is that like a, not the Morgan letters? Like,
what a contra. I mean, you kind of the whole journey is right there in the title. That's how you grab someone. I must admit, page 6. I won't. Okay, I'll give you your things when they're deserved. Like that, you grab me. You grabbed me.
You guys got me. But the fact, like, what a full circle, I guess. I don't know if that's full circle or not. I don't even know what to say to you guys about this. But the fact that not only her title, it's not, you couldn't have said toaster that never made it to the market making queen. Yes. Like former Morgan, legendary ex-wife of blah, blah, blah.
Literally.
The Morgan family. No, we went legendary boozer. You guys are shady as hell. And I like a shady bitch, but like you guys might have took this one too far because that was slightly rude, but I was here for it because it didn't attack me, which is really actually more effed up. But like,
it made me gasp like in the beginning. It was like legendary boozer. What are we talking? And then I ended with sober living facility. Wait a minute. What is happening right now? What's going on? So now I'm like, okay, well, now I got to read the story. What's going on? So, I mean, listen, if I can go somewhere, like if I needed that kind of treatment, I mean, I feel like that's kind of why not? 2 stories in one? Why not?
Do you think that, what do you think her reaction was to that?
The headline or it being a facility?
Both, but more importantly, the headline.
The headline. I mean, I got it. Honestly, Sonia, though, the way she interacts online, I can actually see her laughing about this or making some kind of like little quip about it. Like legendary, I'm still a famous, like something like that. I can imagine her kind of laughing this off. Sonia she's one of those people that doesn't take offense unless it's something that doesn't deserve offense. Like, if that makes sense. Like things that should offend Sonia don't, but then like something small over here is like world ending. And that's always hilarious to me with reality stars. I think she probably laughed at this title, but the fact that, I don't know, honestly, this is probably the end of the sentence, the sober living facility, that it's now that. I kind of feel like now all of her stories are going to end with this when she talks about the townhouse. Because, I mean, I feel like that gave her another little added layer. Like, it's a sober living facility now, right? Oh, my God. Let me tell you the story about how I got so drunk one night, this and that. Like, I feel like that's a whole new door of, like, Sonia Morgan stories for her.
The bones of the house and the structure and the build, it's all drunk.
Right.
And we just took a bunch of people who are sober, like the bones, the heart and soul of that home is drunk.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
We've witnessed a lot of it.
Let's turn it into a sober living facility, which, by the way, I don't know if this is actually true. I only heard through friends who are housewives. And because I'm good friends with Dorinda, I just want to like preface like she is not one of them. Actually, it was somebody who was not even on the Real Housewives of New York, but they told me that the reason that the whole crappy like spinoff thing, the whole like what was the Paris Hilton, Nicole Richie, the Simple Life, Simple Life style spinoff. The reason that it ended up capping was because production had such an issue with Sonia. And when they said that, I was like, that's really sad to me, but I also believe it.
100%. Oh
You know?
yes. I knew how that story was gonna go. I was like, oh no, she was probably a mess because I've heard that behind the scenes too, that she's kind of she's not someone that's like nasty to people, but she's someone that takes a lot of wrangling from what I hear. So
When I met her at BravoCon, she was so cool and she was a great time. But then you have so many, and I watched this and I told Jason, she has so many yes men and she has like all of the gays around her, which great for, like good for you, but they don't do her service in any capacity because they're like, yes, queen, you are iconic. And then she's like dancing with the dress and it's like, wah!
Exactly.
You're like, no, why are you pushing her to? It's like almost like dance, monkey, dance. Like, I want you to be a performer, And so that's how they kind of treat her, but she plays into it. And I'm like, no, Lisa Vanderpump would never, ever. Let me just say that. So, Carrie Angie, question. Adam, how did you and Kendrick meet? P.S. I love when you both do hot, messy topics together. Thank you so much. We actually are housed by the same podcast network that I don't want to speak for Kendrick, but I absolutely love them. And
my people,
they are same Cloud 10, my people. Like they do anytime I have a phone call, anytime I need anything, just even sometimes I feel like the owners, which I don't want to sit here and name them because if they want to put that out there, they can, but like sometimes they'll even act as like therapists. I'll sit there and just sit on the phone with her and just talk shit for like 35 minutes. So
I love them.
That's how we met, you guys.
Yes.
So
we were destined to be put together we were talk about a lot of the same stuff. It's like, why haven't we like collaborated yet? So it was like the incredible people behind us was like, well, why haven't you? Why don't you? And so that's why I got to talk to you. I got to talk to the amazing Jason, all kinds of things. So it's all just amazing.
Exactly. All good times. All right, guys. So everybody's been wondering about Denise Richards because we have been watching this Divorce from Hell, which is so wild to me because this is literally all I know as far as divorces. Like, I don't know a good divorce. I can't give you like good divorce feedback. And then when I saw Katie Maloney and Tom Schwartz do their divorce, I'm like, that shit's not even normal. Because normally you want to rip each other's throats out. You want to take everything. And you're like, I'm going to take you for every last penny. And then you're going to see me. And one day I'm going to be in a revenge dress. And it's going to be a red bondage strap cutout dress. And I'm going to be on the Vanderpump Rules season 11, 10, whatever, reunion. And you will see 10. Sorry. But Denise Richards is speaking out for the first time. And this is what she said.
Everybody, I was just checking in to see how your summer's been going. Mine's been wonderful. And it's actually been shitty. But I'm going to pretend like it's all good. I've actually been posting on Instagram like nothing's going on in my life. And I can't do that anymore because there's something obviously going on. Many of you have been so kind and so supportive of me that I see all of your messages. I can't comment because that'll be taken out and be in the press. But I just wanted to, in all seriousness, say that this has been that's Sammy's dog, a very, very, very difficult time. It's so hard to go through a divorce. Many of you have gone through that. This isn't my first one. It's my second one. And I never thought I'd get divorced again. This is why I always say never say never. But I really just wanted to say thank you so much for all of your supportive, kind, thoughtful, encouraging messages, because this has been a very difficult time, and there's circumstances around my divorce that are difficult to talk about. Which one day I will talk about it when the time is right. I just want to process everything and get through this.
So she goes on to talk about how, like, right now she clearly cannot talk about a lot of this stuff, you guys, but she is in an active divorce, which essentially means you cannot talk about it. But if you guys are not keeping up with it, she's trying to get them out of her Calabasas home, them being Aaron, his parents, and his brother. She's also trying to get her hands back on her belongings. She's also trying to avoid having to pay him $120,000 a month alimony. And he's over here and he's like, she is mixing Vicodin with alcohol. She sees none of her dogs, which that's all I heard this whole video is just barking.
Right.
But he doesn't see any of her dogs, and she is a cheater and a liar. I'm like, oh yeah, you guys, this is gonna be bad.
Oh
Good
yes.
luck.
Oh yes.
This is why you get a prenup. HelloPrenup.com. I wasn't paid for that, by the way.
There you go. Well, listen, if they need some promo, come on over here. Sign the contract. What's
the outcome gonna be?
No idea. Like, I would hate if she had to pay this man this much money, especially with his family like mooching the way they're mooching off of her right now. Like, that's a crazy amount too. Like, I always am shocked when like people who like, I'm not counting her pockets or anything. I'm put that out there, but like people who aren't necessarily like at the height of their career anymore, still having to shell out that much money a month, like that's crazy to me.
Oh, it's actually, I mean, insane. You know, I usually truly like, I don't agree with a lot of these like big money payouts. I think that it's just like bullshit. That I saw this one today, and I only am bringing it up because Jason and I watch her show, but Cristiano Ronaldo's soon-to-be wife that he just got engaged to, their agreement came out, and it, mind you guys, she has given birth, and she has also lost children with this man, but she has given birth to multiple children. She has been with him for a long time, and I saw the $121,000 a month allowance, the $5.6 million in real estate, the lifetime pension of $110,000 a month, the child support of $500,000, $2 million a year for her luxury lifestyle, 2 cars, paid luxury flights, 2 vacations, and a fat ass $50 million payout.
Woo!
But these are different circumstances. So this is one where I'm like, Georgina, you get yours, girl. You go
right.
You gave birth to all of the kids.
He got it too. He got it.
know?
So yeah.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, get a little more. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I have 2 luxury cars when you can have 3. Okay.
Take Sir to the bank, please, because we're watching the same thing that you are. But
yep.
We're gonna end up moving this over to the Real Housewives of Miami. My next question for you is, watching the Real Housewives of Miami, Stephanie, our newbie. Opinions.
Okay.
And mind you, if you're afraid, she watches. I want to give you a heads up. She watches everything. She knows what we're talking about. But I also don't want that to like stop you from being as honest as possible.
Oh no, I'm blocked by many a housewife, so I do not mind at all. But no, you might actually be surprised by this. So first half of the season of Miami has been a little hard for me to watch. I haven't enjoyed it as much as other seasons of Miami, but as it's gone along, I'm really back into it. Like now, the second half of the season is really like redeeming the first half for me. Like they're always good for, like, I love them for the laughs that they give me. I always appreciate that because I'm a person that like is drawn to funnier reality TV, and so I do appreciate that. But a lot of stuff in the beginning was just like a little too. I'm like, I don't like a lot of this, and so I didn't understand. Like whenever Union season chart dropped, I was shocked. Like everybody, I was like, "Who? Now, how did y'all come up with this season chart?"
Yeah.
As the episodes have gone on, I'm not necessarily saying I see how she got first seat. But I think now I kind of get the appeal of Stephanie, because at first I didn't know if like a lot of the scenes were like scripted, like, you know, some of the one-off scenes, you know, when you get with Housewives, sometimes they feel like kind of overproduced and stuff like that. I didn't know what kind of scenes we were getting from her. I didn't know how much I believed them and stuff. I kind of think I'm turning into a Stephanie fan. I kind of like that she came into a group of women who are very opinionated and are going to let you know their opinion all the time. And she's not afraid of anyone. And I kind of like that.
You know what kind of sold me on her was the fact that when she sat there across from this was last week, but when you had the singer and it was like going into Alexia and Marisol were crying, and then she ripped and read her for filth and then was able to come back and be like, I think we're going to be great friends. I do too. Okay. I was like, oh, you just did that. You literally solidified your spot, because what you just gave us was ridiculous conflict, but resolution, which is the most important component to all of this. And, you know, and you see her, and I've had different conversations with her in the past, which just have been about like, hey, I appreciate it. Nothing like about the show, just like, hey, I think that you're doing great, blah, blah, blah. It's actually more like me talking to her. Like, she doesn't really talk to me about this stuff, but you're not really, we don't want you to be relatable. We don't want you to live in a home that we go to our friend's house and we see their homes. You know, you sit there and you say, well, this is the big Birkin because it has like the other Birkins inside of it. And, oh, well, who's going to fly on the private jet? I've never flown on a private jet. I just flew first class for the first time. And it was because Jason upgraded my seat, and they didn't even have, there was no TV. It was to New York. It was like I was like, this is not first class. This is like, you just got me like a premium economy kind of situation. But you know, so I'm not mad at you for doing it that way and watching her with all of this. I'm enjoying her. Now, one thing that I'm not enjoying, and before I bring that up, Breakaway, thank you so much. Question: Steph's rubbing me wrong. Is Larsa just her lapdog because she thinks that she'll find her a new man, or is that enough credit? I miss Nicole and Lisa. No, I think that they're actually friends. They're friends through Caroline Stanberry, and I don't think that Larsa needs anybody to find her a new man. I think that Larsa has the reach all on her own. So I'm gonna eliminate that. But Lisa Hochstein taking notes, that would literally drive me insane.
A lot about Lisa kind of drives me insane. I'm not gonna lie. I'm that person that if I should, like, you know, when it comes to like arriving somewhere, if someone tells me I have to be there by like, I know what Memphis traffic is like. I know how long it takes me to get ready. I have it all planned out. I'm gonna be there plus or minus 5 minutes at least. Like, I'm not gonna keep you waiting for me.
Yeah.
Lisa, like these whole like hour-long waits for her to get places and her having to take a train because all that is insane to me. But on top of that, because like I feel like my cap with Lisa already would have been like to the brim. But then this, to find out that like everything I'm saying, she's like writing down somewhere so she can like come to the reunion with like no, that probably would have sent me over the edge. Like, it's too late. Tardiness is already too much, but the lateness, I get it. But like no other housewives have to do this. They just come to the reunion. They do their homework in the off season. They're gonna remember what's being said, what's not. Like, it's too much now. Now it's too much of like I'm playing a game and I got to come to the Super Bowl ready with my notes to coach the team, and it's too autopilot. I don't like it.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
Well, and also I think for me, one of my biggest things with like my friends and stuff like that is, especially when we send voice audios and when I trust you, like I am like Meet the Parents, you guys, with Ben Stiller and all of them, and like little Jinxie cat that gets lost, whatever. I am in the circle of trust. I do not like when you take notes on me. And I also, when I send you a voice audio, don't save my audio, because I'm probably saying it as like I'm shit talking with you, because we're like, you know, like, hey sis, like guess what this bitch just did, you know, like don't save that. And so looking at Lisa, I'm now looking at you like you're in question, but we're gonna move on. And Lisa also unfollowing Marcus Jordan. I agree with Larsa. Like, you did that for them. And I like Lisa, but you did that for them. You didn't do it for me. If you wanted to do it for me, you would have done it forever ago. So no, I'm not going to.
Weird heel to die on.
Yeah. But
really weird.
Adriana telling Kiki, "You're being ratchet." I was like,
right. And the crazy part about all this is I knew exactly how this was going to play out. online someone gave her an out. They were like, maybe she just meant wretched. Maybe she was trying to say wretched. And of course, Adriana was the first to jump in the comments. That's exactly what I was saying. Yes, exactly. And I'm like, well, Peacock didn't think you were saying that because when I had on my closed caption, like I always do, it said ratchet, the same way Gertie found it on urbandictionary.com. So I think you meant ratchet. I think that's why you did that. Oh my God, because you knew that was gonna be a moment. You knew we were gonna have to address that, sis. And you can't fool me with the semantics game. No, I was trying to say this. I was trying to say, nah, don't believe that. Sorry.
Well, I'll give it to Adriana this season. She is giving us history lesson after history lesson.
Yes.
I'm enjoying every little bit of it. But then also, you're giving us some hypocrisy, girl, because when you're like, when Kiki looked at her and she said, "You are too old to talk to me like that. You really are. You're too old to talk to me like that. You are my mother's age." Oh, that's ageism. It's ageism. No, girl, when you just called her ratchet, she can literally look at you and say the R word, which I don't want to say out loud on here on YouTube because I don't want to get docked. But like, she can say that. And if you're speaking on ageism, you just screamed from one yacht to another about you old whore. Get liposuction on your bony knees. And it's like, no, that's also ageism. So you don't really have like a whole leg to stand on. And Kiki not only took her to task, but she gathered her ass and she brought her back. And I was like, Kiki, I just want to know more about your family. I think that at this point, we're going to give you a mojito and we're making you a full-time housewife because I'm here for it.
I love it. I love learning more about Kiki. This cast is just, they're so good. Listen, I know it might be too much to add, but if they could add Dr. Nicole in somehow next season, I would just be on cloud nine. Like that would be just all those ladies. This is, if you're going to have like this many housewives always there, it needs to be this kind of group where it's like, I literally like someone for a different reason, or I like to hate someone. And it's just a big group of fun people. And we know all of them now to where they haven't been like rotating out cast members. So bring Nicole back. Bring Nicole back. Let's have this whole everybody back and just really amp up the mess.
Exactly.
And the richness. Because I think one of the big appeals for Stephanie was that I think Bravo's been struggling to get like the uber rich housewives to come on here, and somebody like Stephanie coming on here and like agreeing to do this show. That's when they lost Nicole too. I'm like, ooh, and so if you can get two of them on one franchise, let's do it.
As long as you're smart enough to not come on if you have skeletons or something can come out about your business. Because then that's like, that gives me anxiety. Like I feel
hold
like
my breath.
I'm like juggling the bubbies. Like I'm like, oh, I have anxiety. All right.
Yes.
Oi. All right. So Miami's killing it, guys. OC's killing it. There's a lot of drama going on, and we got to do a couple little fun things with Sonia and Brandi and Denise and everybody else. And of course, you guys know we talked about Jax Taylor, but it was just announced that Jen Fessler joined BravoCon as far as like the lineup. And we know that Margaret Josephs, Dolores Catania, Teresa Giudice, and Melissa Gorga, along with her husband Joe, are all going to be a part of it. So the new report says that the ones that are going to be brought back would be Melissa, Teresa, Dolores, Margaret. Okay. If in fact, because these new reports always come out, and I'm so confused at this point because I didn't know if she was getting a spinoff or not, but then I started playing into, well, she just paid off her taxes, which was like something to the tune of 300 and something thousand, and he just paid 100 and something thousand payment to his 2.7 million in taxes. They were talking about how they wanted to open an Italian restaurant and then they wanted to do a spinoff with it. But if you're owing 2.7 plus whatever in taxes, can you actually, is somebody going to give you a loan to start a business like this? I didn't know, and I'm not even being shady. But if in fact that's not true and they're not doing a spinoff and you're bringing everybody back, then what was the point of putting us on pause? Because you're literally giving us the exact same show with just newbies.
Exactly. And I'm sorry. This might be I don't know if it's unpopular. I don't know what kind of opinion it is, but I don't think as a collective we're still interested in like the family feud. I think we need to like pick a lane and go that direction. At this point, I don't even care which one they pick. But I actually was hoping they'd do like an Atlanta style reboot where they kept one, maybe two, or kept one, brought back somebody from the past, something, and then built like their genuine friend group around them, and then let's see what we can do. Because I don't know. I don't want, if we're waiting this long, I don't think we should have to wait this long for a lot of the same. You know, I think we should get some kind of refresh, some kind of. I need some newness if I'm going to be interested in Jersey.
Well, they're saying that they're going to bring them back. This is the new report. The new report is saying that they're going to bring them back and then add like 4 or 5 newbies around them. And maybe the newbies might offer some sort of mediation or connection. I don't know, because I don't even know if some of these women who hate each other at this point would even have friends that can be Dolores in this moment, you know what I mean?
Right.
And so I'm truly confused, but okay. So Jen Fessler, Margaret Josephs, Melissa Gorga, Dolores Catania, Teresa Giudice.
5 G's.
Yeah, those are the ones who are coming to BravoCon, which I feel like tells us a lot. Now,
I think so too.
Last but not least, because we're going to leave this one alone. And guys, don't forget, right after this at 1:15, we are going live, members only, just Jason and I, and we're going to do a little personal deep dive because I got some shit to talk about. Oh, yeah. I got read for filth yesterday, so we get to dive in. It's members only. That's like kind of what the whole purpose is. But I don't know if you guys saw this. I'm friends with her. Don't yell at me in the live chat. So Tasha K, Unwind with Tasha K, I've been friends with her for probably about 4 or 5 years. Mm-hmm. And when I say friends, I mean like she'll call me like whatever, or I call her, but it's far and few between. It is not like we are not talking every day. We're 2 totally different people. We don't like align on all of the same things. So I just want to put that out there. Mm-hmm. But she ended up doing an interview with Kelly Farrell's husband from The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Mm-hmm. And he's claiming that she stole his business and his money. I want to pick your brain on this, the opinion, before we go.
Crazy thing in the world. First day of my life, and this is why I'm here right now. I missed that court date, and I'm gonna bring that back. I was improperly served. I wasn't supposed to be in that courtroom the day this happened to me, right? Okay. Because I was improperly served. They gave the paperwork to my nanny, not me. You know, anybody know the law, they got to put it in your hand. Exactly. Right? And I actually had COVID on that day. I got all my documentation, right? And I didn't have an attorney at the time because the attorney that I had, was for a divorce because Kelly had filed for divorce in April. The attorney was like, well, I'm sorry, I can't go to court for you for civil because I only do marital. I called the court. I say, listen, I got COVID. I cannot make it today. I think it was the clerk or somebody that was like, okay, well, you need to get an attorney and try to fix this, right? So when I missed that court date, Kelly and the attorney, they know I was not properly served. To this day, they know it. They go in the courtroom and tell the judge that she's the CEO and the COO of my company. And to this day, it's still in my name. It's my company. So the judge didn't do no due diligence, and she gave him my company.
She gave her your company.
She gave him my company. Mm-hmm. She just wanted the money returned. That's what she took me to court for.
Did the judge look at the loan paperwork to see who the money belonged to?
The judge didn't look at nothing. She didn't do nothing. The judge didn't look at the trademark. Is my name. She didn't look at the EIN, the Secretary of State. The lease is in my name to this day, right? They didn't look at nothing. I'm like, well, let me go get an attorney, for the civil situation. And then I end up getting another attorney for the marriage, right? Marriage. Okay. I go to the bank and a manager walks up and says that, hey, Mr. Farrell, how you doing today? I said, I'm good. Well, you can't get any money out the account today. I'm like, what you mean? Why? And she said, your wife, an attorney, just came over and brought some paperwork from a judge saying that you can't get no money out the account. The account has been forwarded over to Kelly. It's her account now. And the business is hers. Yeah.
Okay. That was my last but not least. Somebody better start talking, because these are 2 totally different stories. I always say this, and I live and die by the sword. Actually, what's so up, guys? I live and die, and I saw a lot of comments from you guys because I did an Instagram because I tracked Jason's ass the other day, Kendrick, because he said he was going to work out, and I said, "Oh, what? Going to work out? All of a sudden, we're trying to like focus on the body, and we're gonna leave." So I went straight to like Tyler Perry's Medea. If you're gonna go, I'm gonna follow you. I'm gonna know where you go. I'm gonna know how many miles are on the car. I'm gonna know what you're spending. I'm gonna know everything. And then I was making like a joke, like kind of hoax video, and I was like capping everything that you were doing. And then everybody was like, Adam, you're like a monster. You're psycho. And I'm like, no, guys, I'm just kidding. But I'm not. Because if you're not gonna get me, and I'm not gonna get your ass back. Okay. However, with this, there's more to the story, you guys. There's always 3 sides to every story.
Oh, yes.
Interesting.
Oh, yeah. I need way more information. I need a response from her, too, because I don't know. The business has always felt a little like there's more to the story. And now that he's talking, I'm like, oh, boy, I hope this isn't true. So I don't know. I'm remaining Team Kelly on this just because like the stuff she's told us about him has been very awful. But I mean, he was able to name off a lot of stuff really quickly. I was like, ooh, I don't know. Normally I tell people take the Beyonce approach, don't respond, just let them be foolish on their own. But you might gotta respond to this, so you might have to say a couple things. I might need to hear from you, Kelly.
Kelly, you're in question, but don't worry. Because we all love K. Michelle. So she might just gather your ass and figure it out really, really quick. You guys are filming. We have trust in the process. Okay. So we know that things are going to come together. But aside from that, you guys, so much fun today. Kendrick, thank you.
Of course. Thank you for having me. Honestly, I have so much fun. I don't worry about it when I come on with you. I just love to like play off of each other. I have the best time with you, Emily, so many content creators, but like Jason was like, well, if I'm doing members only, then, like, can you reach out and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh yeah, in 2 seconds, like I'll reach out to Kendrick. And if he's not available, like, there are other people that I also love to work with. And the way that this worked out, I really, really appreciate you. And if they don't know Kendrick, we're going to start with your Instagram, but we're going to let them know where exactly they can find you. Of course. You can find me on Instagram and on Threads. It's probably where I'm most active. I am with Kendrick Tucker. I usually post memes. I haven't done them in a while. I got to get back into it, but work has been working. But I'm a full-time podcast. You can always expect multiple episodes every week. The podcast is I Cannot. That's IKEN, not with Kendrick Tucker. Come on over there. I'm on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeart, all of the places. And you know what I love? I love 5-star reviews. So I would love to get a couple, just saying. Yeah. Drop a couple. I'd really appreciate it.
Go give a 5-star review. Chrissy G also too. Adam, would you consider doing Below Deck with Housewives? Sure. Yeah, absolutely. I listened to your pod, Kendrick. Amazing. Vicky, thank you so much. And guys, definitely go listen. Kendrick is a force, and we absolutely praise, love, and listen to everything that Kendrick does. So guys,
thank you. Wait, Adam.
Yeah?
Jason, cover your ears. I about to say, if you want to follow him, just drop an air tag in the gym bag, and then you'll be able to track all the movements. Just saying.
No,
anyway,
he doesn't do that. So I thought the yoga mat, because I was like concerned, or like I was certain that he wasn't using the yoga mat, and I was like, I'll put one in there. But then when I saw it when he got back, before I sussed it, I saw that it was unraveled, and I was like, he does use the yoga mat. So now I just followed the Tesla app. Oh, Kendrick, I got this shit unlocked.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. I got I'm looking out for it. Okay.
Hey, no, I love that. No, and also I'm just playing with everybody. Like, I don't have any concern about my husband, you guys. So
there you go.
We have a great time. We play, we get silly, but Kendrick, thank you so much. And
thank you for having me. Thank you, Adam's family.
Love y'all. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you soon, hopefully.
Yes. I love being over here.
We'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys. Smash the like button. Show some love. And don't forget, we are doing members only literally right now right after this in 4 minutes. So if you're not a member, become a member. I got some shit to talk. Here we go.